Conversations with God, Part 1 and Part 2. This book is a collection of question and answer with Bap Dada, and the answers are compiled from Avyaktmurlienglish based on 1969 Avyaktmurlienglish. So we will straightforward go to the question and answer section. So the first question is, Dear most beloved Baba, what is soul consciousness? What is the final stage? Baba says, Sweet child, at the end, the body will become completely still and peaceful. This is known as soul consciousness. Now, because there are still some outstanding karmic accounts, your body draws your attention. Soul consciousness means an Avyakt stage. The more you stabilize in this stage, whether someone speaks or not, the more you will be able to know what one's feelings beforehand. If you consider yourself to be a guest, you will be able to become the final perfect stage whilst being in this corporeal form. You will be able to remain in the Avyakt stage. A guest does not have attachment to anyone. If you consider yourself to be guest, you will be able to become the final perfect stage while being in the corporeal form. You will be able to remain in the Avyakt stage. A guest does not have attachment to anyone. This is more important to notice. A guest does not have attachment to anyone. Everyone has to create extra time for staying in the Avyakt stage. Whilst talking to one another, see each others as souls. Whilst being in this body, see the soul. This is the first lesson which is now essential. Become a zero without any sanskars of the past. Become a zero without any sanskars of the past. I am a point. If you increase your practice, you will be able to stabilize yourself in that stage for many hours. Then you can experience the sweetness of that stage. I am a point. If you increase your practice, you will be able to stabilize yourself in that stage for many hours. Then you can experience the sweetness of that stage, the stage of being a point, zero. Just as a whole tree is merged in the seed, Baba's remembrance is merged in me, the soul. Considering yourself to be a soul, you also have to come into a body and perform actions without loving and detached. Soul consciousness means an Avyakt stage. The weakness of not being able to stabilize yourself in the point form is that the first lesson is not firm. The weakness of not being able to stabilize yourself in the point form is that the first lesson is not firm. You should experience yourself to be a bodiless soul whilst performing actions. This practice throughout the day is very much needed. You should experience yourself to be bodiless soul whilst performing actions. This practice throughout the day is very much needed. You have to be detached from practical matters and then come into action. You have to be detached from practical matters. Whatever we see in the world, the practical matters. You have to be detached from practical matters and then come into action. The more experience you have of this, the more you will stabilize yourself in the point form. First is this practice, and then only you can stabilize yourself in the point form. If all of you continue to see the jewels on the forehead of each one, when we connect with each other, if all of you continue to see the jewel on the forehead of each one, then your drishti and attitude will become pure and satopradhan. Purest of the pure, that is satopradhan. That is the stage. If all of you continue to see the jewel on the forehead of each one, then your drishti, your vision, your sight, your drishti and attitude will become pure and satopradhan. The main reason why your drishti becomes mischievous is that you don't see the jewel on the forehead, but you see the physical form instead. While looking at the snake, body is called as snake in many religions, especially Hinduism. Whilst looking at the snake body, do not see the snake. Just see the jewel, the soul. The poison of the snake will not be so poisonous if you look at the jewel. If you see the snake, which is the body, you will belong to the snake. You will become like that. But if you see the jewel, you will become a jewel in Bap Dada's rosary. If you want to become a jewel, you must see the jewel. Very important and very simple statement, but very profound. If you want to become a jewel, you must see the jewel. Then your complaint will be transformed and you will become complete. Complain and complete. Your complaints will go away and you will become complete. All of you have to perform every action whilst in the stage of spiritual spirit. All of you have to perform every action whilst in the stage of a spiritual spirit. Only then will there be that sparkle in service and in your actions. Everybody will see you with a sparkle. There will be a new sparkle when there is a spirituality in your every action, every thought, and in your speech. There will be a new sparkle when there is a spirituality in your every action, every thought, and in your speech. The more you consider yourself and others to be Godfather's property, this is very important in our life. The more you consider yourself and others to be Godfather's property, the more there will be spirituality. You should create thoughts in your mind whilst considering the mind to be given to you in trust. This is very subtle and important point which you will notice everywhere in Avyaktmurlis, that be the trustee of your mind also. Whether it is a student, center or physical object, when you consider it to be given to you in trust, you will remain unattached by it. If you are a trustee of some property, you are just handling them for the benefit of others, then there is no attachment in that property. That property is not yours. So even the mind has to be understood in that fashion. It is only when you remain unattached that there will be spirituality. What is spirituality? We have never correctly understood in life. So Baba gives the correct spiritual knowledge when he descends into Brahma and gives this knowledge to all of us, humanity. It is only when you remain unattached that there will be spirituality. Okay, so if you want spirituality all around you, then first thing is you need to remain unattached to the things. That is the true form of spirituality, which Baba easily explains, but the world is not able to understand. You have to surrender yourself to the flame to this extent. You have to surrender yourself to the flame to this extent. Dear most, this is question number 2, which comes on page number 6 of this book. Dear most beloved Baba, how to make effort? Children ask Baba, dear most beloved Baba, how to make effort to become pure, to become detached, to become like Satopradhan stage, how to attain that stage. So all this is called effort, purushartha. In spiritual language, Hinduism language, Hindi language, it is called purushartha. Sweet child, make effort such that all leaves of the old sanskars and bodily relations of the past can easily shed, and you can stabilize yourself in the seed. Everything needs to be shedded down, and that's when you will be able to stabilize yourself in the seed, karmatit stage. So all these are leaves of sanskars, past sanskaras, and all bodily relations of the past and present. So make efforts such that all the leaves of the old sanskars and bodily relations of the past can easily shed, and you can stabilize yourself in the seed, avyakta stage, karmatit stage. Karmatit stage is where your bondages are no more there, karmic bondages. None of the sanskars get stuck so that you have to struggle due to karmic bondages. None of the sanskars get stuck so that you have to struggle due to karmic bondages. 7 to 7:30 in the evening is Satoguni, pure like Amrit Vela. Amrit Vela is morning time from say 2:30, 3 o'clock to say 5 o'clock time. That is Amrit Vela, pure time, Satoguni time. So Baba says even in the evening 7 to 7:30 is equally good Satoguni like Amrit Vela. It's a good time for yoga meditation. Along with 5 vices, renounce laziness and fear. These are another vices which are less discussed about. So fear is one of them, laziness is one of them. Imbibe your original form, original religion, original home, pure actions, your aim, the qualities for that aim, and you also have to spin the discus of self-realization. Spin the discus means the chakra, the circle of life, the circle of 5 yuga, which are called ages, 5 ages. So this is the spin of the discus. Spin the discus of self-realization. By remembering the destination and imbibing the teachings, you will remain patient and introverted to finish the iron age. This iron age is going to finish, and we have to do it. So Baba says, by remembering the destination, what is your destination? And imbibing the teachings of Shiv Baba, you will remain patient and introverted to finish the iron age. With honesty and cleanliness, the life story has to be written to settle the accounts. With honesty and cleanliness, the life story has to be written to settle the accounts. Whether past sanskars or past karmic bondages or mistakes of the present time, the main reason for all this is your forgetfulness. Whether past sanskars or past karmic bondages or mistakes of the present time, the main reason for all this is your forgetfulness. What we are forgetting, Baba will say. Because of forgetfulness, all these wasteful things makes the easy things difficult. Remembrance means being perfect according to how much you practice the alaukic drill of the intellect, becoming incorporeal from corporeal in 1 second. To that extent, you will attain the aim of becoming what you want. You have to stabilize yourself in the Avyakta stage and then come into the corporeal world. When we are doing some actions, you have to follow this particular method. You have to stabilize yourself in the Avyakta stage and then come into the corporeal world. 2 things that you have been told are to give the donation of not fluctuating. Okay, that is one thing you have to do out of the 2 things. So to give the donation of not fluctuating. If you are not fluctuating, that is the biggest donation of yours. To give the donation of not seeing defects. do not see defects in others. That is the second donation which Baba has asked from you. So first donation is don't fluctuate. When do we fluctuate? We don't have proper faith in Baba when he is giving his teachings, whatever he has taught till now. If we are fluctuating in that nischay, in that faith, that you have to give as a donation of not fluctuating. Second donation is not seeing defects of others. Till we become perfect all around, we will see around us defects in all, because nobody is perfect till now. So we will always see, we are tend to see the defects. So Baba is asking that donation, that don't see the defects of others. The reason for lack of love for effort is that the majority of you become disturbed on seeing the circumstances. The reason of lack of love for effort, lack of love for efforts, is that majority of you are becoming disturbed on seeing the circumstances. When we see the circumstances, we are getting disturbed. So that is the time, that is the primary teaching down the line when the world is progressing. We are in 2024 right now. So this is the last month, almost last month. We are recording this in November 2024. So down the line, what we will be seeing is, we will be seeing the disturbing circumstances all around us more and more and more. So this is the one thing which we should remember in time to come. You create your stage with the support of circumstances. You are creating stage with the support of circumstances. So you are getting disturbed, but you are also doing the efforts of becoming complete only after seeing the circumstances. That is what Baba is saying. You are creating your stage with the support of circumstances. You do not change the circumstances through your own stage. Okay, so that is what Baba is asking us to do. Like, you have to change the circumstances through our own stage. Develop the power of the original stage of the self through which the circumstances can be changed. Develop the power of the original stage of the self. What we have to develop? Original stage of the self through which the circumstances can be changed. This is what is required of us. Original stage of the self. This is most important thing to notice here. Original stage of the self through which the circumstances can be changed. So this is what Baba is saying. You can change the circumstances. Got it? By stabilizing yourself in the original stage of the self, you receive power. When we are in this stage, we receive power. Which stage is that? When you are stabilizing yourself in the original stage of the self, you will receive power. And do not stop because you have been influenced by the external circumstances. Do not stop because you have been influenced by the external circumstances. The original stage of the self has so much power that it can overcome any kind of external situation. Baba says any kind of external situation. He doesn't just say some kind of external circumstances. So Baba says original stage of the self has so much power that it can overcome any kind of external situations. Because of your weakness in stabilizing the self in the original stage, sometimes the circumstances, external circumstances, becomes powerful. Why external circumstances are becoming powerful? Baba has told you the reason. Because of your weakness in stabilizing the self in the original stage. Always think that even when you are doing something by yourself, you are in front of the world. The souls of the entire world are watching you from all four directions. Considering yourself to be a soul, you also have to come into a body and perform actions. However, whilst performing actions, you have to be loving and detached. This is very important and difficult. You have to become loving as well as detached. This is very crucial stage, very subtle stage, which we will be encountering ourselves into. So you need to churn a lot on this particular point, how to become loving as well as detached. This is very important, loving as well as detached. So whilst performing actions, you have to be loving and detached. Baba is observing you, children. Even whilst observing you, Baba is loving and detached. Is he not? See, what we have to observe from Shiv Baba, the Supreme Soul, Almighty, whenever he arrives in Brahma, he is loving you, but he is detached at the same time. Is he not? You have to make others like you are, and even more elevated than you are, not less. It is your own greatness when you make others more elevated than you are yourself. Okay? So here our efforts through this channel is like, we want people to become even better than who we are, who the channel makers of who these channel makers are. We want you all to become even better than us. You should not perform such actions through which the lamp of the clan is extinguished. There should not be any such activity through which the lamp of hope which Bap Dada ignites in the children is extinguished. Those whose lamp is ignited cannot stay without igniting the lamps of others. So now we are already 23 minutes into this video, and we have covered this first and second question from this book, Conversations with God. So if you like this video, please share to others who are understanding only English, or maybe they are understanding both English and Hindi. So you need to share this video to others if you liked it. And you can also comment how did you find this video, like how did you like this video, and also you can write which point you like the most out of this video. Okay, Om Shanti. And we will create such videos if you like it. And if you liked it, then please just comment English in the comment, so that we understand that people are liking the English videos also, so that the double foreigners can also take advantage of these kind of books which are prepared by Sparkwing.